Welcome to part 8 of the Metroid Prime 200% walkthrough. Now that we have the power bombs, we're basically going to go through all of Talon Overworld and try to collect all the necessary items as well as a whole bunch of optional ones. We're going to start by climbing the root cave. No, we're not in the root cave. We're in the Great Tree Hall, and we are going to be climbing the Great Tree, taking care of these seedlings as we go through. We'll encounter this spinner, and this spinner basically allows us to access an elevator to the Chozo ruins. There's no spinner on the other side, so that gate we couldn't pass through. The blood flower. This time we don't have any of any sap sacks to take care of the blood flower. That's the door to the Chozo ruins. We're going to use that in just a little bit. But one of the things we want to do is we want to climb up the Great Tree here and acquire the major item that is there. This spider ball puzzle maze. So developers here have the spider ball wrapped around this column, and then we can go ahead and wrap around and make our way up to the top tier. We needed the power bombs to get up here because we have a boulder here that can only be destroyed by the power bombs. So what we're gonna do here, is try to make our way up to the top here. And I'm not doing a very good job. There we go. And just a normal bomb here at the very top will allow us to get a missile expansion. So we're up to 95 missiles. With that in mind, so we'll just boost ball up to the right side and head through this doorway and enter this part here. And right away we encounter an item, and it's the X-ray visor. So let's grab the X-ray visor. This is an extremely useful item because it allows us to see through walls. It allows us to properly track Chozo ghosts and other invisible enemies. And so if we have a look here, we can see that these walls are hollow. So we'll just lay a power bomb right here and blow out the walls and see that the Life Grove tunnel is quite large. There is a ever spawning enemy here. There's a seedling that's always going to be spawning here, and it will spawn power bombs. Now if we go ahead and look at our lore, one thing I should have showed earlier, nope, that's the options screen, but we can see we're in the Life Grove, and there is a hint from the Chozo artifact. In one of Talon's far corners, a grove of life lies. Reveal the pillar beneath the waves to find the artifact of Chozo. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for this pillar. It's not difficult to find. It's just in some deep water over here. And what we can do is we can bomb the pillar to have the pillar raise up. And there is now a spinner there. So use the spinner to activate it, and we can see that there is in fact an artifact there. So we'll just get onto higher ground, leap over, and Chozo artifact acquired. This is the artifact of Chozo, the 7th of 12, and we'll have this added to our item screen. As we've seen from both the Chozo and the Space Pirates, we need to get all 12 artifacts. Where am I going here? I think I'm going the wrong way. Sometimes I get a little bit turned around. Nope, that's where I want to be. We need to get all 12 artifacts, but we don't have to get them in the order that they're presented. Let me try that again. So we can get the artifacts in any order, which thankfully we can do, and just make our way over here and jump over here and jump over here. Nope, we got this cutscene. We now have to fight 3 Chozo ghosts. Of course, this is just another clue here that we gotta use the X-ray visor as well as the power bomb to correctly track Chozo ghosts. Just look for ghosts that are nearby. Hopefully some will appear pretty... There we go. And of course with your super missile, just like your regular missiles homing when you lock on, just wait for the ghost to come in range and attack them. I wonder what happened there. There we go. So that's 2 down, and there is 1 more. Oh, right behind me. Let's wait for it to travel. So it shot me, but thankfully I shot it, and so the ghost has been vanquished. And once you vanquish all 3 ghosts, then the way opens, and we can now leave the Life Grove. It's not too bad, but definitely the X-ray visor will now make fighting Chozo ghosts much simpler. So just pop in, and don't need to go back down because that's where we came from. So we'll leave the grove, boost up, and head back. Now before we head to the Chozo ruins, a couple of things. First off, take care of that seedling. And we're going to take care of these blood flowers again. Sounds like a blood flower spore that's coming. There we go. Oh. So the big thing with the blood flower is that you can shoot the spores that it shoots. You can shoot them back into their mouths, and the spores kill them. So kind of a neat mechanic. As you look carefully, you can see that there's some rain here that seems to be hitting an invisible platform. And with the X-ray visor, we can see that platform. You don't strictly need the X-ray visor to access that platform. It just makes it a little bit easier. And in this room, we can get another missile expansion. So we're up to 100 missiles. I have a maximum of 250 missiles. So we are 2/5 of the way there. And we have the ice beam. And take care of these seedlings. The seedlings definitely provide lots of power bomb ammunition. You know, again, that's again done to me like when you think about it, why would some kind of plant creature provide us power bomb ammunition? I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, so we are going to make our way up to the Chozo ruins for this familiar spot. Now this is where we had the ice beam, and as you recall, we took this door to go to the Talon Overworld. We're going to head back to the Hall of Elders. And some of you might be thinking we can get an item here, but we're going to defer that item till when we come back, because not only can we need the ice beam, but we also need the red beam there. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to make our way to the furnace and engage the space pirates here. Again, a lot of space pirate fights are not strictly needed. If you can avoid them, go ahead and do so. It is a bit cumbersome to have to kill the space pirate or these Chozo ghosts. Yeah, only 2 Chozo ghosts here. And now there's this cracked floor here. We'll lay a power bomb. And what we can do here, I'm going to move a little bit further. Here we go. That's good. We can use the half pipe and reach that morph ball platform there. We scanned these before, these plated parasites, when we were first here in the furnace trying to get to the Hall of Elders. So we don't need to scan them again. Now, this to me is one of the more frustrating puzzles, not because I think the puzzle is hard. Well, it's a little hard not to figure out, but rather that it can be a little tricky in its execution. So just go through carefully, don't make any sudden movements with the morph ball, and try to do the very best you can. Don't go all the way because the track is there, but instead just make your way here and try to estimate where to fall. Oh, I didn't land there very well, so I'm going to try again from this spot. To me, it's very hard to judge that. Some places the game allows you to the game is forgiving. Some places there's a morph ball shadow, other places there isn't. So I didn't do that right. I'm gonna try one more time. Try right about there. Here we are. So again, just roll through. Thankfully the plated parasites are susceptible to morph ball bombs, so rather than try to, I'm sure that some players will race right through there. I'm just going to be a little bit cautious. And finally we get our missile expansion here, so 105. This is really going to be the theme that practically every third room or so that we enter is going to result in a missile expansion. So that's the way we came. Nope. We want to go over here in this morph ball tunnel. Jump right in. Over the disappearing blocks. Before we had the jump ball with the Wii U or the Wii controls, we had to use morph ball bombs in the boost ball, but you don't need that anymore. Alright, back to this room and then make our way across. Stun these ions. Of course, now with a gravity suit, damage from those things is even more minimal. Just blast the shriek bats there. And we are going to make another visit to a room we've been to before. Oh, geez. Jumped on a nest of blast caps there. No biggie. And over here we are going to make our way to the watery hall. And you might be thinking that's a little bit weird, but you also might recall that when we were here before to get the charge beam, there was a spot that I said that we needed. So I've got these ions here. We'll just jump over them, and here we go, and use the bombs. Now, like I said, we could have gotten the bombs before we got the charge beam, but as you also may recall, I said that there are two upgrades here. So there's one upgrade over here, but there is a second upgrade by this morph ball tunnel. And there's a plasmite up there. There we go. I'm not really supposed to look this high up. There we go. Blasted that plasmite. Just gets to be, once in a while it gets in the way. But no biggie. So, 2 missile expansions. We'll jump back in the door. So we need the spider ball to reach that height, and so even if we came here first and got that first missile, we couldn't get the second missile. So now we can shoot the ions, just ignore the damage that they do. And over here there's a very well hidden missile expansion, bringing our total to 120 missiles. Now that Flogger has been defeated, of course the water is no longer poisonous, so we can just go through the water no problem. And especially with the gravity suit, the water is going to be no impedance. Yeah, missed that one, but no matter. Alright, so with that, now we are going to head back towards the Arboretum. The great tree with the symbols in front. Again, more Chozo ghosts are going to appear here, but we're going to ignore them. Go into this room. I think that there were scarabs in this room before, but now there are shriek bats. Shriek bats are in most of those hallways now. And we're going to quickly make our way over to this thing. Hop into a morph ball. And when the water shoots up, we're going to use the water jet there, kills the plasmite for us. So we don't need that. Just make our way to the morph ball and to grab this missile expansion. So we're at 125. Make our way out. Oh, I'm going backwards. And again with the water needing it. We ignored this door before, but now we can go in. There's some blast caps there. And we reach a room that, of course, now we need the grapple beam. So we couldn't have made any progress in this room without the grapple beam. And we have a false wall here that we can use our power bombs on. Golly, I only have one power bomb left. So it's a good thing that there is a power bomb expansion. Increase your number of power bombs you can carry, and it'll increase it by 1. You get this nice fanfare music that is only for the power bomb expansions, and we get a new Chozo lore. The power of our temple and the 12 artifacts has sealed an evil in the depths of this planet. However, the future is clouded to us, a world of veils where dark apparitions flit the shadows in the shadows. Within this strange world, one image stands out in the mist, flickering through the landscape, wraith-like. It is a human, a lone figure shining in the toxic shadows. We Chozo do not know what it is, but our hearts swell with hope at the promise of that glowing light. We will place our faith in our shrine. We will be there when the light shines upon our land. And here we have a wave beam door. So the Chozo knew of our coming, foresaw our coming. And that's one of the reasons why there is all this equipment and stuff for us to find, is that the Chozo wanted to leave us with all the armaments we would need in order to defeat the evil lurking inside the impact crater. Here we have another testing grounds of sorts. Just have to defeat the Chozo ghosts. Yikes. One of the details that I like is that if you look carefully at Samus's hand, you can see that the bones in her hand. So the X-ray visor allows you to see the bones beneath Samus's equipment. There is an item here, and in this boost ball track, there's a couple of bomb slots. We're going to try and get this first bomb slot first. There we go. This first bomb slot will just basically open the mouth of this Chozo statue and allow us the way forward. This bomb slot, on the other hand, will lower this pillar and start a timer. So we have to get over there very quickly to engage the timer. and use the spider ball along the path here, going forward, and we get another energy tank. So we're at energy tank number 10. Energy tanks are always good. Make our way back. Actually, okay, just stay in morph ball mode. And now head through this tunnel here. Oops. And go through this piston tunnel. No. This is definitely not a room that you want to go to if you want to go fast. And we come out of all the places, the main plaza for the Chozo ruins. As we can see that there is a missile tank all the way over there with this grappling. So just jump, latch onto the grappling, swing over, and grab the missile expansion. Now there are 3 missile expansions here. So that's the first one. The second one is to blow a cap off this old tree. And grab the second missile expansion. And the third missile expansion is going to be right here. Now we have this plated beetle. Oops. You know what? I did not do that right. Yeah. So, gotta defeat this plated beetle. Well, I suppose you don't have to defeat it, but there we go. And what are we going to do? Use this half pipe to boost up, and there's a missile expansion over there. Keep going too high on that side. There we go. Missile expansion. So we are up to, let's see now, 145 missiles. Ooh. Power bomb ammunition. Here we'll go back to the morph ball tunnel, ignoring these scarabs. And would you believe that when we enter, we're going to experience some Chozo ghosts? So we're going to have to fight more Chozo ghosts. I think there's only 2. Yeah, there's only 2 Chozo ghosts. Because after all, there is some tunnels here. Tunnel number 1, yet another missile expansion. And over here, yet another half pipe. And making our way to the left side first, there is an open corridor here for the morph ball for another missile expansion. And we are going to need a lot of missiles for the next part. Those of you who know it's coming know that it's going to be quite a number of missiles. And we will just use this morph ball tunnel over here. And we need the wave beam to open this door. So this is a new area for us. We've never been here before. And over in this area, we are in a tower. And we have to climb the tower. As you see, there are these weakened blocks. So we have to fire 3 missiles at each of the blocks. On the harder difficulties, you actually have to fire more missiles. But again, 3 missiles on the easier difficulty. And you have to do it on all 4 blocks. To lower the tower and make that platform more accessible. And we have a couple of new enemies here. Morphology: plated puffer, mutated puffer with reinforced epidermis. Phase on exposure has created a mutant strain of puffers on Talon 4. They have developed plated skin, making them harder to burst. Concussive weapons can still do the job, however. The gas within the plated puffer is just as deadly as that within their cousins. So the plated puffers are now invulnerable to beam weapons. And our second enemy, Morphology: Oculus, wall crawler that generates electric pulses. The Oculus exposes its single eye when active. The electrical field that covers it is enough to deter most predators. If the Oculus detects anything capable of presenting a real threat, it retracts into its impermeable shell. So these things just basically act as barriers to prevent you from your missiles, just like that. Oh gosh. Alright, let's try this again and not waste the ammunition. So basically when it's on one side of the block, aim for the other side. Thankfully I have a number of missiles. Having 109 missiles at the moment will certainly make things easier. And by blowing up these blocks, the explosion of the blocks will kill the Oculus. I've never attempted to try to kill the Oculus. Again, missiles won't harm it, so it doesn't seem that worthwhile. So this will be the third and final time. Oh gosh. Nice picture of the sun over there. I'm not sure exactly where, which direction the sun moves. But after that third step, we finally come up and encounter a new item, not a missile expansion, Wave Buster. So let's get the Wave Buster. Now we are in the Tower of Light, aptly named, and there is a clue. There is a tower within the ruins where light always shines. Move through the waters there to find the artifact of Life Giver. So, let's go into the water and come upon a wave beam door, and inside we have the artifact of Life Giver. Okay. So the Wave Buster is the wave beam version of the super missile, although the effect is very different. Instead, a continuous electrical charge emits from Samus's arm cannon and homes in on the nearest enemy. The weapon does consume missiles as you activate it. So keep an eye on your missile count as you're using it, as it will slowly go down for prolonged use. Use these guys. Hopefully we'll get more missiles and some power bomb ammo. There, that's useful. And so what we're going to do is we are going to go over here to an area we haven't been to in a very long time. And we're going to head towards the Hive Mecha. We haven't been there and seen the Hive Mecha in quite some time, so why not take a visit? As always, there's a War Wasp Hive that we really want to get rid of, and a couple of beetles that we can get rid of. Oh, gee. There we go. Alright, and you can hear the sound of missile expansion over there. I'm sure many of you who've played before have been thinking, you know, why haven't you gotten this missile expansion? Well, it was just simply not convenient to backtrack all this way just to get a missile expansion. But now that we have purpose here, so we can go ahead and gather this missile expansion. Just bomb these blocks and solve the simple puzzle here. Up to 160 missiles. Oh. Go through here. As I said, we're making our way all the Hive Mecha. And come here. Thankfully there's no war wasps, but instead some shriek bats. No threat. And we can go through this tunnel here to get a missile expansion, bringing our total to 170. Or no, 165. I can't count. Alright, so we'll go this way. Open this door. Take care of these plasmites. And with the Hive Mecha still destroyed, and no more Ram War Wasps either, we'll go through here where we got our first energy tank into this tunnel. This tunnel doesn't contain anything useful in it, but instead has these pistons similar to the piston room. And you can go in here. And we are here at the elevator to take down to Magmore Caverns. We are gonna make our way down. As you can see, we're going to be visiting Magmore Caverns a lot. There are some items that we need to get here in Magmore Caverns. Boy, there's quite a number of shriek bats. Well. Oh. And these burrowers. Okay, and here we are. Now, there is a clue. Oh, not use a thermal visor. Okay. A molten lake lies within the tunnels of Magmore. Shatter the column at the lake's center to reveal the artifact of nature. Well, we're in Lava Lake, and if we use our X-ray visor, we can see that that pillar there is hollow, and there's an artifact inside. So let's break the pillar. Reveal the artifact of nature. And we have the artifact of nature. Ignore that Magmore. He poses no real threat. Get rid of these boxes. And here we can make use of this grapple point to swing all the way to the other side, not have to hop around on those platforms. Ignore the Triclopses underneath. And come here. And contend with some flying pirates. Thankfully, we're not going to have to contend with the flying pirates for very long with the ice beam. But one of the things that... Oh, look at that. Nice ultra energy. Lots of missiles, so that'll... I don't know how you would ever find this out, but there is, in fact, a floating invisible platform there. Let's try accessing that again. So, floating invisible platform. and another floating invisible platform. And I'm not quite sure how we would ever find that out, but right in front of us is a false wall. So just blow it up and grab yet another missile expansion. We are at 170 missiles. So we're going to keep going through Magmore, heading towards the monitor station. Over these pillars, I guess again part of the geothermal processing for the pirates. And with the monitor station, we want to make sure that we take care of these flying pirates, as we have to. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to well, actually, you know what, I didn't actually have to take care of those pirates. I'm going to do things in a little different order. So let's go through here. And here we see something familiar. Those who played Super Metroid remember that there is a tunnel like this that you have to use power bombs are. And Metroid Prime is no different. Use power bombs to find this item. Ice spreader. So now we have the ice spreader, which is again the charge beam combo for the ice beam. This item works like a souped up version of the charged ice beam. A giant block of ice is hurled at an enemy. So, you know what? Doesn't matter. The ice spreader, I think, actually has limited use. The main problem with the ice spreader is that the ice beam and the shot is so slow that it's hard to accurately target an enemy with the ice spreader. We're really making our way all the way to across Magmore Caverns here. Past the elevator here, so we don't need to go back to Talon Overworld. There's nothing for us there. And here I'm just gonna hop over, so we don't have to take the morph ball. Shoot the one nozzle. Shoot the other nozzles. Whoop. Yep. Go over here. Use the wave beam on that door. Remember that the stalactite that we lowered, killed the Magmore with. And we are over here. Now, one of the more interesting things is that the puddle spore, the puddle spores that were here are no longer there. Instead, what we have here is we have a grapple, and we're going to grapple over to this disc and into the morph ball, the spinner. Nice vertical spinner will lower that, will raise that platform. And now we have a bit of a puzzle where we're going to hop on these different platforms, use the spinners. Make sure you use the spinners on each of the different levels whenever possible. So this is the third platform, and use the spinner. I always think it's kind of funny that no matter how fast you spin, some of those platforms go up really fast, others go really slowly. This one you have to use the morph ball. Just bring yourself here, and then finally the last one has a morph ball bomb slot. Just lay a bomb, and these three pillars will raise even further, revealing a morph ball puzzle, and making our way to our next major upgrade. So this morph ball puzzle is not too challenging. I know one of the things that speedrunners do is that they exploit some of the odd physics of the walls so that they don't have to go through this puzzle, but I don't find the puzzle terribly long or challenging. Just take your time. Make sure that you have Z pressed all the time to grab onto any morph ball. And just be sure to catch yourself every time that you fall. Watch out for the plated parasites. At least I think they're plated parasites. They look like plated parasites. And lay bombs wherever you need to. Lots of different ways to climb this. I prefer the bombs. You might just choose the drop mechanics. Make sure you catch yourself at that particular junction. Like I said, nice and slow. Use bombs wherever you feel you need to. Use bombs to also jump up. And once you reach the top here, before you fall, just lay a power bomb to blow up the rocks there. And we are going to enter this room, which apparently is, I'm sure, is the heart of the wrong visor, the geothermal processing. And we got our third beam here, or fourth beam, but our third beam upgrade, the plasma beam. So the plasma beam, as the name implies, you basically shooting beams of fire out. And we are going to go over here. Oof, nice jump. Wait. No, I think I'm going the wrong way. Yes, I am going the wrong way. I always get mixed up. I always think I have to go the other way. We're gonna go this way. Ignore these. We have our puddle spore. So this guy is here in case you missed the scan from earlier. So, and finally we can see the power of the plasma. So the power of the plasma, not only is it fast, much faster than the ice beam, but the big advantage is that with a charged plasma, the flying pirate troopers, they just basically are incinerated. So they don't even have a chance to dive bomb you. So from now on, we're going to try and use the charged plasma, wrong beam, whenever possible. Make our way through these jets and make our way to Phaedrona drifts. And with the plasma beam in hand, we're ready to go through Phaedrona drifts, collect all the necessary items there, necessary artifacts. The way the game is structured is that you more or less have to revisit all the major locations with the new equipment, and we will do that in the next video.